twice. Again, mostly because of the knee, but also because we're probably looking at some kind of low lumbar spine issue too. All right. So here's the everything else up here. Man, he's golden. So if we were gonna think about what he can and can't do, there's actually a lot he can do. We just have to make sure we don't push it past some of those ranges of motion to instigate stuff. That's actually pretty good, right? So that was the FMS. That took us barely like 12 minutes, right? Which, and then we stopped a little bit to talk about stuff, but you can bang that out really probably if you're quick in about 10. Right? It gave us a lot of information right off the bat. It's to be like, all right, Doug, we're probably actually not going to squat you. Right? If we do, it's going to be to a box. We can do all kinds of single leg stuff, right? As long as, again, we're not going to push that crazy range of motion, but it seems like you have, as long as you aren't going past really this 90-degree point, you're probably golden. Right? Shoulders look actually really good. Trunks of the looks good. Hip mobility looks pretty good. That's kind of, we can pretty much do our beginner program without too much risk. All right, so now we'll go through the top tier SFMA, which, because you're already warmed up, okay, we're going to go through that now. Okay, come on back up. So now, what I like about the top tier is it starts to break some of the complex stuff we just went through out. Right? We can break it out and figure stuff out a little bit more. So in this thing, this is ideally, this is almost like the hardest position you are ever going to be in a split stance lunge, with your feet in line and you have to go a certain distance all the way up and down. Right? So it's taxing the whole system and seeing if you can control it. Now, if he had like a 1 in that, we're like, well, where's it coming from? Or if he had pain in that, you'd be like, why can't he get into that position? Now we'll start to break everything out into segments and kind of hopefully piece it back together. So we'll start with the neck. Let's go feet together, teeth touching, so jaw closed, chin to sternum. Right? So he's close. Yeah, probably any pain. Right? He's close. I'd probably give him functional. Right? So instead of we have now FN, DN, DP, and FP. Right? So we'll call this one's a cervical breakout. Right? Flexion. Right? We'll call them FN. Right? So again, feet together, jaw closed. Try to get your face parallel to the ceiling. Right? Any pain there? No. Good. We'll call that FN because you basically got this. Flush with that. And then head all the way to the right. Right? So we will try to see if you can chin, get in line with collarbone. You can't get there. Go that way. This one's a little bit better, but he's still his head back to get extension. You can't get there either. Any pain? No. Good. Right? What we are looking for is making sure that we just don't have any FPs or DPs. Right? So next we'll go for the shoulders, which he already scored a 3 on the shoulder mobility. This should not tell us really anything except for like they work really well in the pound. We're going to go feet together, right hand's going to go back, touch opposite shoulder blade. Alright, which you can get, golden, no pain, right? No. Awesome, let's try the other side. Any pain? No. Cool, let's go. Right hand comes up. Right, touching opposite shoulder blade again, any pain? No. Awesome, let's try the other side. Any pain? No. Good. Which shoulder feels a little more sticky, left or right? Do them again, just tell me what you think. Left. Yeah. Yeah, right, he's got a little bit of limitation on his rotation. You can't get quite here. It's kind of like out here, but he still gets it. And then when he goes up, you can see him just dragging his ribs a little bit to try to get that last little piece. But it's not painful, it looks pretty good, right? And he scored a 3 on our FMS, I'm not worried about it. Right. So now we'll go multi-segmental.
That's actually a good one.
Your left shoulder?
Yeah, because this one I've had surgery on and I've crushed my clavicle here. And
so we'll start to break out the spine and see what we got now.
Oh, I'm a mess. Yeah, like this, I'm not going to score well because of past injury. Now, it's not a predictor of future, it's a representation of past.
Feet together, legs stay straight, but now touch your toes. Alright, so we're looking for, do hips go behind ankles? Right? Do we have a uniform curve through the spine? And can he actually touch his toes? He cannot, right? Is it painful?
No.
What do you feel?
I feel tightness right there.
Okay.
And just tightness here.
Okay. So we'll call that DN. Right. Just go feet together, hands up, reach back as far as you can. All right, we're looking for, do hips come in front of toes and do shoulder blades come behind heels? Any pain?
Like it's not pain, but I can feel the same spot. Like I've got a spot in my back that locks up.
So I would say Would you want to hang out there for one extended period of time? No. I would probably call that pain. All right? You've probably been used to it. It's probably something you've dealt with for a while. Just because it doesn't hurt.
I don't do a lot of flexion and extension.
I would actually call that
DP?
I would almost call that FP. You actually move pretty well. Where would you say? Why would you say DP? You say his hip didn't go as far forward?
Oh, the shoulder blades didn't get past his heels. It was pretty close.
All right. Let's go feet together, head to the right, and shoulders to the right. Try to rotate as far as you can to the right. Yeah, you can leave your hands down by your side, just head and shoulders and turn as far as you can. All right, what we're looking for is, can I see that opposite shoulder poke out the side? You can't. Anything?
I was thinking about this shoulder, but not moving that one forward.
All right, so what do you feel? Nothing? Good. Head to the left, shoulders to the left. Can you go further on this?
That side works better.
Okay. All right, so go here. So Doug, do it again. So turn to the right, right? Find my finger over here. Right. So it's like normally good. Go the other way. All right, it's the same thing. Turn. Right. So is this because we got to take into consideration, he turns better with his neck to the left than his right. And when so if you do this and you go find my fingers and they do this and they turn to look for it and they can get there, they can get it. Like to Doug's point, he didn't know really how far to go.
Well, it was more I was thinking about rotating with the shoulder back, not the shoulder forward.
So I would still say, but nothing hurt, right? I would say DN on the right and probably FN on the left, right? Which is normal. We typically always see people rotate further to the left than they do the right. All right, and now we'll go feet together.
We'll see.
All right, pick the right foot up, just a little bit off the ground, and then hold it for 20 seconds. Good, any pain? Cool, let's try the other side. All right, again, like, should we expect this to be painful or dysfunctional? No, crush the hurdle step, crush the inline line, we should be pretty good with this stuff. Right? And good, and then you gotta do it eyes closed. So pick the foot up, you gotta hold it for 10 seconds, eyes closed. Good, relax and try the other side.
It's easy with those shoes.
Good, okay. So probably a little bit better on the right foot than the left with the eyes closed. I don't really ever do the eyes closed just because I'm not really sure like how well that predicts what we do otherwise. The other thing too is what they typically would used to use some of that stuff for is if you had a vestibular issue, right? As soon as you take away the visual cue, if it's really jacked up, you may want to check in the ear. Right? So then we'll go back just for redundancy.
Also, like that, I think with the eyes closed,
Yeah.
if you can feel the ground, depending on what type of shoes you have on, it's a huge difference.
So they never have said you have to do it barefoot or you have to go to sneakers on.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you may have somebody that, if they've got like super cushy shoes on, they may not be able to be stable, because in these have, you know, I've got my Ultra Boost foam in and I can feel the foam going back and forth, whereas if I'm stuck on the ground, it might not be the best.
Alright, so let's go feet shoulder apart, toes facing forward, arms up in the air, try to squat down again if you just can. Good. Pain?
No.
No. Alright, we'll call it, it still looks good with DN, right, because you can't get all the way down. Alright, and then, actually I think that's it for those. We use, I think they came out with this one more, I think it's actually, I don't know if they're adding it to the FMS, they're changing the FMS, from what I understand, to no more same side rotary stability, so you might get a 3 next time. But they also,
I want to know, like, very few people can actually do that.
so here's the thing, is that I would argue that's the hardest test,
Yeah.
right? And I remember when we first started doing it at BU back in 2006, it was crazy because most of the guys couldn't get it, but a lot of our female athletes could. Nah. But what was interesting is we probably weren't scoring it as hard as we should have either. But it was like just the fact that they could get the same arm and leg off at the same time. They may have turned a little bit, but like that's really hard to do. Like you said, I'm not even tempted because it feels really hard. So I don't know. Sometimes people come in and they make it look like a joke, and I'm like, how'd you do that? Right? So there's something to it. I just don't know if it's the best predictor as to whether or not you have like really good rotary stability. And the same thing with like trunk stability push-up. A lot of people don't do that very well, but they can still go deadlift 400 pounds, right? Or they can still bench press a ton of weight. So it's not necessarily highly correlated to like you won't be fit or you're gonna have a huge issue. It's just something to think about. All right. And then the last one that we do is go feet in line. All right. Keeping both feet flat, bend that back knee as far forward as you can. Back knee. Yep. You can bend the front one too, but more corner. We're looking for, does this knee pass over this malleolus?
With keeping the heel.
Correct. Yep. Yep. And good. Any pain? Good. Tight again. Good. Any pain?
No.
Good. Alright, so they're pretty close. I would probably give ankles a DN, but they're really close to being functional, right? So that would give us now a little bit more of a breakout as to what could potentially be instigating some of these things. What we're looking at is, neck looks pretty good, right? It's just rotation's a little bit off, shoulders look great. Flexion is dysfunctional, right? Extension is pretty close to functional painful, but also Dylan thought it was dysfunctional painful. And then rotation was dysfunctional one way, functional the other. Single leg stance was functional on both, squats DN and ankles are DN. So the main thing that we would look at is, all right, well, this extension pattern, right? We have that on both of them. We also know that this flexion pattern is DN, right? It's this knee that's causing the issue on his FMS score. It's not necessarily a spinal multi-segmental flexion component that's doing that. And the thing that you want to be mindful about that is that truly going to cause an issue? It's just because it's DN doesn't mean that we can't ever put him in like a spinal flexion position, which is that's what this told us. What this tells us more is like, what if we get this flexion pattern to get to a FN? Is it going to change the extension pattern to maybe an FP? Right, and that's where, remember last time we did that all force breathing, and you felt much better out of they're doing that. So that's kind of where we would check to see, all right, where it's not going to necessarily improve these other things. Those are actually pretty competent. It's more of just making sure you have capacity to handle whatever you're going to do, and don't kick you to strain the crap out of that extension pattern too much. Right, and that's the one thing I will say that this does a pretty good job of predicting is that in a non-fatigued state, man, you should be good to go. As soon as you get tired, you're probably going to alter to something else, and if that means we don't have enough capacity in that one pattern, it's probably going to get blown up. And a lot of times, it's not so much like, let's just call this FP, right? Let's call this extension pattern functional painful. It's not this pattern that's the issue, right? It's functional, it does what it's supposed to. It's one of these other DNs that's probably causing to excessively go into it, that's going to create it to get too tired to do too much work. So that's where we'd be like, yeah, if we fix this flexion pattern, multi-segmental flexion, we may be in a much better position to create more resiliency there, right? That's the kind of the whole game of it. So what we would do is break this. Let's just say that our flexion one is the one we're going to go after. Let's break it out. So we can go feet together, right? Heel up on one foot. So my left leg's going to stay straight. Go down, try to touch your toes. Did you say that's better or worse than before?
Better.
Good. Come on back up. Try the other side. Better than before, right?
Yeah.
Good. So what does that tell us? It tells us that when he has both feet underneath him, he gets locked up again and can't move. So again, you can definitely train single leg stability or any kind of single leg training because he's pretty good in both those things. Let's get you on the floor. Right? Legs are out straight, like a pike position. You try to reach forward, touch your toes.
My low back doesn't like this.
I'm sure it doesn't. Right. Again, what we're looking for now is does the sacrum tilt and can he actually reach forward and gap? Which you can't. He's getting a ton of flexion up through here. Right? So we know he's trying to excessively go through that upper back because this doesn't move. Lie down on your back. Go behind. Actually grab on both knees and try to pull your knees into your chest. Any pain there?
No.
Nothing in your knee either. Right, so again, that looks pretty good. Right? So we can actually flex it maybe unloaded. So the first thing we would try to do, let's stay down there, Doug. Go legs out straight. What do I do with my thing? Alright, so Doug, you're gonna hold on to these handles. Yep. arms are straight. Alright, you're gonna tuck your chin and roll up and try to reach out and touch your toes again. Yeah, so arms stay straight, let it pull you.